And right now, I'm questioning who I am. I used to do improv comedy where we got on stage and you try to make up jokes and stuff on the fly. Kind of like that show, Whose Line Is It Anyways, if you are that old to know what that is. And I remember one time for a show, I was sick. And I was so sick that all I really cared about was like surviving this show. I didn't really care about like what the crowd was doing or the other players was doing. I was just on my own time trying to survive the show. So I just didn't give a at all. And I remember one of my players that were on stage with me was like, God, who is this guy? This is a guy that we need more often. And it was because I was like, I didn't give a fuck so much that I was being more authentic. And the crowd was loving it too. And they were laughing. But I didn't give a fuck so much that I didn't even give a fuck that the crowd was laughing. But the show ended up pretty good. But it's like once I stopped being sick, like my shield went back up of like, I gotta put on a show when I'm on stage. And it's like, what is the work that needs to be done so you can get better at not putting up that shield and just being yourself? So yeah, I think for me, it's gonna take time. I think everybody in this life, their progress goes according to their own time. And you gotta allow your progress to be on your time. And like, stop living into everybody else's reality. Because I think most people live with this false persona and they function through that false persona so much that they also don't know who they are. So they go by what everybody else is doing and saying, and they want you to go along with what everybody else is doing and saying, because I think all of us facing ourselves and facing reality is a lot scarier. And when you see one person do that, that can trigger a response in you to make you feel like you have to do it too. So it's like, if I be fake, you should be fake too. And let's all be fake together so we all don't have to deal with the real problems that are in front of us. And I think there's this hurried pace that everybody wants you to get on board with, and this criteria that everybody wants you to meet. And if somehow you don't meet these societal criteria, there is something wrong with you. But everybody has their own pace, and it's okay to not be smart. It's okay to not be rich. It's okay to not be good with the ladies. It's okay to fail. It's okay to look silly or stupid or embarrass yourself. It's okay to be cringe. It's okay to try to reach a goal and not reach it. It's okay to not be funny. It's okay to not be cool. Because with all these things, as long as you're still breathing, you have time to get better at each one at your own pace. It's okay to not be smart. That doesn't mean you don't have to not be smart forever. You can get smart. Live your dreams versus try your dreams. And what I mean by that, I'm going to use my little cousin as an example. Miles, if you see this, tell me if you think I got this accurate or if I didn't. Okay. My little cousin, he's lightweight, but he wants to get big. He's obsessed with getting bigger. If I walk through the front door, oftentimes he'll run downstairs, grab like a 60-pound dumbbell, walk upstairs and say, hey, can you curl that? Because he's obsessed with the size of his biceps. And then I swear last time, he literally got a measuring tape, told me to flex, and wrapped the measuring tape around my biceps, told me I was like 14 and a half inches, I guess. And then he wrapped the measuring tape around his biceps, and it was like 13 inches or something like that. And he probably was really trying to get his biceps, he's probably really trying to get his biceps bigger than mine, because he's obsessed with size. And I think when he works out, I think he spends a lot of time doing bicep curls, 40, 50, 60-pound dumbbells. He's light, but he'll pick some heavy dumbbells and he'll curl them with pretty good form, not the worst form. But I feel like he's so hyper-focused on his biceps getting bigger that it's actually slowing down his progress. Because if he just lived his goal of being fit in the gym and did squats and deadlifts and bench press and all that stuff, his whole body would put on more size and his biceps would naturally follow. Instead of hyper-focusing on the biceps, and they have nothing to grow off of because the rest of the body is still smaller. I don't really know how it works out, but it just got me to thinking of how like people live their life hyper focused on this certain result. And if they just lived the whole ecosystem that result came in, they would likely get the result. And I'm going to try and start taking that concept to YouTube instead of hyper focusing on subscriber count or view count or something like that. If you just live the ecosystem of posting content and make posting content kind of a part of your life, the other results that come with posting content are likely going to come too. Now, let's say if you want to make money. How do people make money? They either provide value, They provide value, change your emotional state, or provide solutions to problems. I think that is kind of essentially sums up the ways people make money. So if you just continuously solve problems, give value, or change people's emotional states like to a positive level or something like that, and you just live that ecosystem of doing those things, the result of money, I think, is likely going to follow. I could be wrong with this, but I really do feel like if you just live the characteristics or the ecosystem that surround this result that you're trying to get, you also likely get the result. And that's what I mean by live your goals versus try your goals. I'm Mr. Sanders, yeah, and we're out with another yeah.